Hi everyone, my name is Ben Jones. I'm an analyst at Dorsey Wright. Well, as you can see outside, it's very beautiful, but it's hot. It's over 100 degrees today. That's why we're inside in the air conditioning examining these Indian stocks because it's an exciting time in the Indian stock market. We're beginning to see the CNX Nifty turn around. If we look at the long-term chart, which is going to be around that 100 rupee chart, we see that it continues to trade in a positive trend, much like the 50 rupee chart nowadays. And we have that support there around 5,200, and that's where it bottomed in February and June of this year. And we recently saw it reverse up in late June and now into July. We're seeing it begin to move higher to that 5,900 level. Now that's that April top that we're looking to see the Nifty break in the near future. If it can, the next level of resistance is going to be your December top, which is going to be around 6,100. So there's plenty of room for the Nifty to work up as it continues to improve. But right now, near-term support is going to be those February, June bottoms, those lows. Now that's a little long-term, but again, that's where it hit 2 times. And this is the long-term 100 rupee chart, more longer-term than, let's say, the 50 rupee chart, which we typically discuss in this video. Now, if we step back and examine the Indian stock market by looking at the sectors. Now, at Dorsey Wright and Associates, we look at 10 broad economic sectors. Now, over the last month, there have been some key performers here. First one is telecommunications sector. The index that we use was up over 11% just this month alone. And basic materials up 7%. So there are some key themes here that we're seeing. It's going to basic materials, telecommunications, and then consumer non-cyclical. Those have been the 3 strongest sectors, let's say, in the last 30 days. Now, for the year, it's interesting to point out that these have been some of the laggards. You know, basic materials still down, let's say, over the last 12 months, along with telecommunications down over 14% over the last 12 months. Really, the strongest sector over the last 12 months have been the more defensive ones, such as healthcare and consumer non-cyclical. So what I want to do today is look at a few stocks from these sectors, or at least from the 3 strong ones that we've seen, that provide maybe some opportunities. And I'm going to look at the sectors that have recently outperformed. So what have they been doing over the last 30 days? And these are going to be your strong stocks. So these are going to be stocks that have been able to outperform even during this correction that we saw. And also have been able to take off from that June bottom there. So the first one is going to be the Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation. This stock is trading in a positive trend. It's a 5 for 5er. One reason why I like this stock is that it pulled back recently. So it provides a better entry point for investors with a better risk-reward scenario. And you can find support there around 156. I will be a buyer here. You can look at a stop maybe around 154. That's up to you. Next level of support is going to be down around 140. Pidilite Industries Limited. This is going to be a basic materials stock on a pullback, trading in a positive trend, 5 for 5er. It's been able to outperform the market while we've seen the Nifty correct. So it's a strong name, and you can look at there, maybe a stop around 164, 166. That would be a violation of the trend line. Shisha Papers and Boards. We've looked at this stock in the past. It's now trading in a positive trend on a pullback, 4 for 5er. Long-term support there around 240. Right there at the middle of its 10-week trading band. Oriental Carbon, another basic material stock on a pullback. You can look at some support there around 132. This is a 5 for 5er, and we just saw its weekly momentum turn positive. And that's comparing the short-term moving average against a longer-term moving average. And also, Josel Limited. This stock just broke through the bearish resistance line, which is the negative trend line, so it's now trading in a positive trend. With demand and control, you can look to take some positions here, potentially on this pullback, with the stop there around that 244, 248 area. That's just based off of what we see on the trend chart. Weekly momentum is positive, and it's a 3 for 5er. So these are some stocks that we found just using our query tool. There's plenty of stocks out there, also within the consumer non-cyclical, basic materials, as well as the telecommunications sector. The healthcare sector is still strong. We looked at some names last week: Aventis Pharmaceuticals, Lupin Pharmaceuticals. Those are some names that you can look at if you want to garner some exposure in the healthcare sector. But that's all for the DWA India Minute this week. Stay cool, stay dry, and we'll talk to you later.